I mean, Hunter and I, well, it's funny because Hunter and I have very different tastes in terms of coffee. I like mine with a milk base, and he does not. He drinks his black. So going into it, you know, when you pick something with milk, you need more of like a basey,
earthy,
kind of taste for it. But I wanted something that could go both ways. So, you know, you can either put milk in it or not put milk in it. And it was just a happy, and I mean, you know, because you do a lot of wine stuff, you're very knowledgeable in that. And like, coffee like goes, it comes in like seasons. So like, if you miss out on that coffee bean, like that's it, you know, it just seasons and tastes and flavors, and it's very seasonal and very, it changes frequently. And depending on like the elevation where you buy, like where you get it from, where it comes from, you know, all that stuff.
Even how long it's been like how long it's since it's been roasted. So a lot of times, even like some of the greatest coffees will have a window of 2 weeks, because like when it's like brand new, it's not as good as like the last 2 weeks of it. But typically the last 2 weeks of the bags of a roasted coffee are like incredible. So generally when I found a place that I'm like, oh my God, this coffee is off the chart, it like usually has a week to 2 weeks, and then it's
done. Yeah. So it was so funny because when, you know, my good friend Eki, who's also our business partner over at Coral Sword, and she's a phenomenal roaster, and she just has such a great palate for coffee. And it's really great to have her part of the team because she takes all these coffees and narrows it down. And she kind of like, she narrows it down for me. And then she knows like what will kind of work for Hunter and I, because we have such a specific palate. And then we kind of tasted a bunch. And it's funny enough that like I picked the upside down pineapple cake for mine for the month of, what was that, March?
Yep.
Yeah, for the month of March. And I was like, wow, all my stars have aligned that this would be a upside down pineapple cake tasting coffee. I was like, this for sure has to be the first one we launch with and call it good as hell, because it was good as hell.
Yeah.
But
she knew exactly which one Alexis was going to pick and exactly which one I was going to pick.
So to say that we do this like fully on our own would be a lie.
We have help from the experts.
The experts, right. And our good friends Eki and David from Greenway Coffee. But like, it's nice to be able to collab with them and really work with them to kind of create something really perfect for what would work for Hunter and I.
That's great. So like you said, you guys are doing it monthly. Can we get I mean, I guess this will be coming out in May by the time. So no, this will be next week. So what can we look forward to May?
So we have a Mother's Day bundle coming out in May, and we have a beautiful mug for that. And we're still working on the name. Hunter's Hunter's like our professional namer for each bundle. He's so good at it.
I need to get back focused on it. I was thinking, we're tasting the coffee right now. This is for May, right?
Yeah.
And this one's a more like
dark chocolate. We're thinking like chocolate for like your mom, you know, like you're sending your chocolate, and it's going to be paired with some flower seeds that you're going to be able to plant and grow some flowers. So you're sending your mom like flowers and chocolate. And then the mug is just it's a handmade mug. It's so beautiful by a local artist in Houston, and it'll be like rimmed with some gold, and it's pink and white, and it's just so beautiful. And it's like, this is probably one of my favorite bundles to date, actually.
This is for Mother's Day?
It's for Mother's Day, and it's just so beautiful.
Do you have any name ideas for Mother's Day coffee, John?
I was trying to think. So Mother's Day and chocolate. I was trying to think of something Mother Earthy, but I don't know how that would work.
Oh.
Gaia.
Mother Earth.
What's Gaia?
Gaia is like this. It's considered the spirit of the earth, the mother spirit.
Gaia.
Yeah. Oh.
Maybe we call it Gaia. That would be sweet.
The Gaia bundle?
Chocolate Gaia, maybe. Gaia? No.
Just Gaia.
Okay, I think just Gaia. Yeah, you might be right.
You might be right.
But I don't know if, like you said, if both of y'all didn't know it, then I don't know if that'll work.
I think it's even better, especially with the, if you get really good artwork on it.
Yeah.
I mean.
So, we'll see.
That's a good call.
We'll put that on the board.
Yeah, we've got time. I like Gaia, though.
And that's kind of, we have that one coming up in May. We have a really fun Giants-themed one coming out in June for Father's Day.
Mm-hmm.
So we're excited. We've got some really fun ones, and that coffee is going to be very smoky and vanilla and kind of like a play on bourbon and whiskey.
Oh, I like that.
For the coffee. Yeah. So we've got a lot of fun ideas coming up. I'm very excited about it. And even May's bundle is going to be 100% of the profits are going to go to a charity, which we haven't picked. We have a couple in mind, but we haven't picked one quite yet.
That's great that you guys are not only giving people the mug to drink the coffee out of, but then packaging it all together and then, donating all the proceeds. It's just an amazing thing.
Thank you. Thanks.
So you touched on, we mentioned earlier, Hunter, you did sign with the Giants, which all of us here in Ranger Nation are very sad. But we're happy for you because it's almost like you're going home. You had many great years there, obviously 2 World Series. What can people know about that decision? And then what was your favorite moment of being here with Rangers?
Oh man, they're both home because I grew up in Arlington, Texas, home. And
which you guys went to elementary school together, right?
I was going to bring this up later when we talk about the next week.
Spoiler alert!
Sorry, I think that's so cool.
And unfortunately, the Rangers just didn't have. JD was like so honest and such an amazing person, like to work for and to work with. Absolutely enjoyed every bit of my time with the Rangers organization, but he was honest with me from the get-go. He's like, we don't really have a spot for you next year. We really enjoyed everything this year and we appreciate you. And I understand. And, they have a lot of outfielders and with Willie doing so good. And I was just happy to get to play with such a great group of young, talented players, to learn from such a wonderful staff. And they gave me an opportunity to have a successful year. And everything kind of came aligned, and I got an opportunity. The GM of the Giants called and was like, "Hey, you definitely proved that your changes can make a difference, and and we think you're a good fit here. We'd like to have you back." And it was just like it was just an amazing getting that opportunity to go back to the Giants, and I totally understood why they were moving in a different direction last year because of the performance I had the year before. And I had to make the change, and I wasn't sure if it was going to work. And I don't think that would have been a great position for them to be in if it didn't work, to have to, release me. And so everything's been just like a nice, smooth flow and rhythm. And I've just kind of ended up exactly where I need to be. It was almost like the stars aligned for me to have the last year of the ballpark. Well, the Globe Life, was it Globe Life Park?
Yeah, Globe Life Park. Yes, sir.
To get to spend the last year there. And it was just a tremendous for me to be a part of and to say goodbye to that stadium and all of the time to go and have all those feels of my childhood and to be back there for that year. So everything's just been great.
Perfect. Now, I don't want to bring up this, but since, Rangers and no one is really playing right now, you guys are, in fact, playing MLB The Show, a player tournament.
Yeah.
And right now, unfortunately, you are at 6-10, where our Joey Gallo is at 17-3.
Joey.
How have you were you playing the show before this? And because I know you guys play games on a regular basis anyway, as we were talking about Diablo earlier. Was the show one of those games that you kind of kept up with, or was it just kind of something they were like, all right, well, let's figure this out?
No, I unfortunately haven't played any MLB The Show until except for whenever there was a couple times that I was doing promotions for it, and I would do the home run derby or whatever, and, which I've always loved the MLB The Show. I haven't ever really put any time into it. So whenever they brought this about, I was like, yeah, this would be awesome, and I actually got super hooked on it. So so since this tournament started, I started practicing, and I've been putting in, about an hour a day, just getting it. And some days a lot more than that, but I've fallen in love with the game. Now that I know it, it's super hard and I'm not that great at it, but especially missing baseball, it is so fun and it brings back it gives you that fix of pitch decision and seeing the ball. But I definitely am not quite as good with my left thumb as I am with my right-handed swing.
Yeah, I've seen many of the clips, and I'm sometimes, I'll just be scrolling through Twitter. I'm like, our Globe Life field does look really good on the game, and I just can't wait for the actual place to open up again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it does look good. It's funny because sometimes when I watch his games on Twitch, I'm like, man, I get nervous for him. You
Yeah,
know,
she's like a couple
I'm like,
times.
this is torture
A
baseball.
couple times she's like stressing and like she's coming in and sugar rallying me and trying to
Yeah, we
talk
don't
me
have
up.
sunflower seeds, but
But I will say I have been hot though. I've won 4 of my last 5 games. I started off terrible, but I'm turning it around.
There we go. You got to have a positive outlook on it.
yeah, so it's good. The other day I sold them a bubbly on stream.
So with this global pandemic we're kind of in, I love that you are still doing the Let's Get Lexi and showing everybody how, it's still good to get outside and go for a walk. And while you're inside, be have fun, be stupid with each other. We will get past this. But how have you guys been kind of like still getting, because Hunter, obviously you were going through spring training, and then you've got to keep up your training for when everything does start back up again. And then Lexi, obviously you are just continuing to kill it on Let's Get Lexi. So how are you guys kind of managing all that and handling all of it? Because I mean, obviously you guys aren't at home right now. You guys are renting a place in Arizona.
Yeah, I do miss home,
Mm-hmm.
but we live in. It just doesn't make sense for us to go home and then if the season starts back up to come back to Arizona.
Right.
So we've elected to just stay here and just ride it out a little bit. And I do miss my stuff, like sleeping in your own bed and all that stuff. But I mean, our rental house is great, and luckily our host has been super amazing. But also I feel like I run out of time, maybe because I sleep in until like 9, 10. Like I feel like I run out of time during my day to like do all the stuff that I want to do, which I guess is a good problem to have.
Right.
But for me, it's been pretty easy because like I work from home anyways, so it kind of is the same thing. It's just a bummer that you can't I can't go to like a workout class or go see my friends for or coffee shops. That's been a real bummer, like not being able to check out coffee shops. But for the most part, my schedule hasn't really changed. I think for Hunter, it's probably been a little bit more challenging to figure out workouts and stuff.
Right.
Speak on that?
Oh, for me, I mean, Alexis has helped out a tremendous. We've just kind of built, and this is probably hard on her. We've built kind of a training facility for me at our house, and so like the living room, I'll be doing yoga, and she sets up yoga sessions, and in the backyard, we don't have a very big backyard, but she put up a net and I have a wiffle ball machine. So this Max BP wiffle ball machine, by the way, is incredible. I used it every day last year. It helps keep your timing better than anything. So like
the Win Reality.
Yeah, and the Win Reality I have as well, which is a virtual at bats, which is also in our living room. So it's like there's like I've turned the whole house into a training facility, and so I have the wiffle balls in the back. I have a tee and another net, and then I throw into the net, and so just kind of. That's a good like 3 hours of the day. And then the rest we're usually actually doing, I'm in that tournament and that takes a lot of time practicing that baseball, the MLB The Show. And then the rest is just cooking and helping clean up around the house.
Very nice. Yeah, you did happen to celebrate a birthday recently. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
And it was amazing to see how many screens were there with people singing happy birthday to you at one time.
John, I wish I had one more screen.
If anybody has seen this video, please go out of your way to go find. I believe it's on both of your Twitters, but
I think it's on Hunter's.
Yeah, there was at least 20.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. No, there wasn't 20.
I know.
There was quite a few though.
It was pretty impressive that she put that together for me, and it was really an amazing. It was an amazing feeling to have that many people get on, and for her to put that together, I felt extremely loved, and it was a wonderful birthday.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the weird situation we're in, where we're seeing people have. I mean, everyone's still going to have birthdays throughout this. It's not like that doesn't happen, but it's just how you kind of have to celebrate your birthday in a different way.
Yeah. Which,
we are where we are. We got to make the best of it, right?
Quarantine birthdays should probably just all have one big birthday at the end of all of this.
It's like the leap year birthday people.
Yeah, exactly.
So the last time I saw you guys in person, we were at JB Little at Elementary, and we were, you guys were planting trees. I was, not at all dressed to do so.